2 weeks ago, hundreds of young men, women and children embarked on a journey, hoping for a better life. For days, no one knew what had happened, until the few survivors were rescued and taken ashore in southern Greece. Out of 510 people, only 41 survived. Most were from Somalia, Ethiopia and Sudan. The survivors told us every child was lost, except this little boy called Abdurrahman. We met him and his father on a beach near Athens, and we tried to piece together what happened. Their memories are painful and confused, but they agree on one thing. At least 50 children died that night.
markii ay dhacday bahashi xitaa hadal waa naga soo bixi waa meesheen aan wada taagnin markii ay gadoontaan aragna dadkii badda ku wada daatay yaa waxa bilaabatay anaga shahaadadkii la ilaaha illa allah muhammad rasuulullah nabad baadiya dadka qaar waxay wateen jaakaday wateen oo frimbi ku xireen frimbigay qaar yeerinayeen marka runtii waxayna la noqotay wax la yaab leh sababtoo ah meesha waxaan ku weynay dad aan iska soo raacnay أصحابتنا قالوا مش كوير runtii waxaan ugu noqotay wax la yaab leh.
With hopes of a better life in Europe, they paid the people smugglers around $2,000 to get them to Italy. Thankfully, little Abdurrahman seems to remember very little of the nightmare. His mother was left back home, and now this relative is looking after him with his father. There is uncertainty over where they began their journey. They say Libya, but if it was Egypt, there is fear they will be forced back there. They went to sea on smaller boats. They said the plan was to transfer onto a larger vessel. This all happened in the dead of night. The women and children were loaded on first. The boat was already full.
We are hearing they're screaming, they're screaming, they're screaming. They say, Muhyiddin, save us, Muhyiddin, save us, give us a hand. And they don't know how to swim. Some families, some women, they have a pregnant. And some babies are so small. We can't forget, we're not going to forget them.
With the added weight, the boat capsized and went down within minutes. They didn't stand a chance. Only 3 women survived. Suez is one of them. Her brother was trying to help her get aboard the bigger boat when it started sinking. She made it. He drowned in front of her.
markay dhinaca u dhacday ee dadkii oran dhulku meesha ku wada daateen anigu waa soo noqday waa taagnaan way doonta ku dhacay waxa u jeeday kaliya dadka doonta hoos ugu doontay oo si laqday wiilashana la soo badbaadiyay may soo badbaadin lahayn dadka dadka wada qaylnaa iga soo tageen dadka waa shahaadanayo waana la badbaadin lahaa ana la saacid lahaa ereen doontaan laga doomaysa hadaa u istaagno
The survivors say the smugglers abandoned them, escaping in one of the original smaller boats. The only act of humanity they showed that night was throwing them a satellite phone. And their trauma, it took them 3 days to remember they had it. Finally, they called the Coast Guard, who explained how to use the GPS so they could be rescued. This is the moment when the rescue boat arrived. So few, were left to save. Abdurrahman survived because he was traveling alone with his father. They hadn't enough money to bring his mother. So when women and children boarded the boat first, Yasin respected them and stayed back. It saved their lives, but the only emotion he feels is guilt.
Wallahi waxaan dareemayaa yani niyad jab aad u weyn aan dareemayaa anigu isma aanan lahayn yani waad ka soo badbaadaysaa shilkaasi oo waxaan niyadda ku hayay maadaama dadkaas ay dhinteen anagina inaan dhiman doono waqtigeed doonta ha ahaatee inaan badbaadi doono niyadda iguma jirinba runtii aadan uga xumahay shilkaasi dhacay xanuunkeedan waxaa dareemi karaa qofkii goobjoog u ahaa oo daawanayay qofkaasaa dareemi kara xanuunka ay leedahay shilkaasi.
This man watched his friends die. Liban has just showed me pictures of his friends who perished in the sea, 10 of them in fact, here on his phone. He said he has been receiving messages from back home, more than 500 relatives of those who died in the sea. Most of them never made it and have left behind families in mourning right across Africa. But for those who have, they are determined to find that life. They say they owe it to the memory of those who were lost at sea.